Okay, so I've been asked quite a lot over the last 3 or 4 years of what machines I have in the basement after opening up the arcade, 4.5 years ago, and getting rid of all the machines I have down here in the basement. People have been asking me, well, what machines do you still have? Do you have any left over? Well, yes and no. Now I do. Over the last 4.5 years, I've acquired these games here, and there's simply no room at the arcade to put them for the moment. I'll make an announcement about that soon when the time comes, but for the moment, there's no room for these. Now, actually, in the garage, I have another pole position cabinet and a Space Invaders Deluxe and an empty Dynamo cabinet and an Outrun. I have, those all have plans for other things. I may end up putting the Space Invaders Deluxe down here once I fix the PCB. So that may be added to here, but the other games are spoken for and have other plans. But there's also, my partner has 4 games in his garage. I've got 3 games being stored in my parents' garage. So there's lots of games that we simply don't have room for at the arcade. But for now, these are the games that I have down here in the basement. I have Lethal Enforcers 2, Jailbreak, Arkanoid Revenge of Doe, Nintendo Super System that I recently restored, the multi-MK machine, and the MK3 that I recently restored. So these are really what's down here. This pool table is going out of here. We got this in 1998. It's been in the family since all that time, and that entire time. And the 5.5 years that I've lived in this house, I have not once ever played it. My parents moved, and they said, hey, we don't want this. Do you want it? I said, okay, sure. So they gave it to me, and it's been sitting down here for all that time. And it's just been collecting dust. I haven't played it once in 5 years, give or take. So it's gonna go bye-bye, and these are staying here. And I may end up putting the Space Invaders Deluxe down here once I get the PCB fixed, but it depends on, there's other plans for it that I may change. But for the moment, this is what's down here. The recently restored MK3, the multi-MK with 1, 2, 3, Ultimate 3, and 4, the Nintendo Super System. Focus in on that. It's too bright. There you go. The Arkanoid Revenge of Doe. All these machines, of course, are in fantastic shape. I mean, this thing is just in the way. It's been in the way forever. I can't wait to get rid of it. Jailbreak. I actually got this machine for free. There was a local person that needed help repairing their Roller Games pinball machine. So I went over there, and they had this over in the corner, and I asked what was going on with it. And they said, oh, it's been sitting there for years. We haven't even turned it on in a decade. I said, okay, well, when it comes time to pay for the pinball repair, I'd be willing to take this and trade. They said, sure. So I fixed their Roller Games pinball machine, and in trade, they gave me this Jailbreak. When I got it home and turned it on, it worked perfectly, except the monitor was super, super dim. I did a rejuvenation on it and a rebuild on it, put some new side art on it. The side art was missing from both sides. It's hard to see. So I got new side art on both sides. Other than a monitor rejuvenation and some rebuild and some cleanup on the cabinet, it's looking great. So Jailbreak in the collection. And Lethal Enforcers 2 picked this up from a guy locally who got it and didn't want it and said, do you want it? I said, absolutely. So I had to do a bit of monitor rework on this. Had to replace the glass because it wasn't a first surface glass. Had to replace that. Otherwise, that's it. So that's all that's down here for now. Maybe adding the Space Invaders Deluxe. If I do, I'll show that at a different time. But a lot of people have been asking what I have down here in the basement after putting all the machines in the arcade. Well, here you go. I've really only had these 2 games down here in the corner for like the last 3 years or so, just been sitting here. And after restoring these 2 games, that was originally MK4 that I had in the arcade. I brought it out of the arcade because no one played it, and I converted it to the multi-MK4. But the Super System and MK3, we just saw the restorations on. That's the original MK4 from the arcade. These 2 I had for like 3 years chilling down here in the basement, and this one I recently acquired as well. So these are what are down here. This is the setup. Maybe adding Space Invaders Deluxe here shortly, but we'll see. But that's it. Let's show a little bit of the Jailbreak here. It's not on free play, so I have to just kind of give it some creditos here. There we go. Press start button. Okay.
The warden has been taken hostage. Free him, no matter what the cost.
I can't play this with one hand here, but we'll see. No good. I'm not ready. Okay, I'm ready.
Roger. Let the hostages go. I'm over here.
I got you.
Let's roll. Roger.
Lethal Enforcers 2.
Come on, Sheriff.
The bank robbery.
The bank robbery. Drop them iron.
I don't want to shoot that guy. That's player 1, player 2 over here. Oh, I'm not playing player 2.
Player 2.
There we go. You can't do this with one hand here. I have no idea where I'm shooting. Anyway, so yep. The super system here. We can press and hold restart game and it will reset to the screen here. And let's just pick, for instance, number 1. That'll load Mario World. And there you go. Hold down reset or restart game and it'll reset to the screen. There we go. All right. And of course we know good old MK3. UMK3. I got the volume turned down because the attract mode sounds are on. Let's see. All right, so there you go. Hopefully that answers your questions. Stay tuned. Maybe I'll add Space Invaders Deluxe when I get the PCB fixed, and that'll kind of even things out. Kind of squeeze these together and slide it in there somewhere. But yeah, hopefully this will be gone here soon. I'll have more space because obviously you can play all this stuff the way it is, but this is in the way. You can't play pool because it's hard to play really with the wall there anyway, even when there wasn't games there. But anyway, just a quick update on what's going on down here in the basement. So, of course, when the arcade is, well, when I have more space, so again, stay tuned for what I mean by that here shortly. These will all go in the arcade along with the games in my parents' garage and my partner's garage. But I'm going to hold on to these for now down here. So, all right, stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.